Hello boyos, British Boy J here back again with another video, and this is going to be a look at the reveals from the LEGO Star Wars sets at New York Toy Fair this weekend. If you weren't aware, New York Toy Fair is a thing and it's happening right now, and LEGO, as of course, they're in full force showing off the April wave of the LEGO Star Wars sets. The new reveals include the Resistance sets and the Action Battle sets, and we also now have a good look at the box artwork of the 20th anniversary set, so I'll talk about all three of those things in this video. I wasn't able to find official pictures of the 20th anniversary boxes anywhere, so special thanks to toyark.com and brickset.com for the pictures they took at the event. Starting off with the 20th anniversary line, I won't really dive too deep into the sets themselves because I've talked for a pretty lengthy amount of time on them in my 20th anniversary video, whenever those sets were actually revealed the first time around. But what I will talk about is the box art. This box art looks amazing. If I'm being completely honest, this may be one of my favorite box arts ever for a LEGO Star Wars set. We've already seen the, I guess, quote-unquote leaks of the 20th anniversary logo at the top right corner of the boxes, and I think that in itself just looks really cool. But the fact that they styled the entire box really off of those retro, old-school Star Wars toys, I think really makes these things pop. I can see myself buying more of these just because I like the look of the box. Like, these things look so cool. I mean, the Slave one really wasn't a set that I planned on getting, but I might have to pick one up now just to have all these boxes because they just look so nice. I know that sounds crazy, but like these boxes just look so good. I can't stress how awesome these things look. Definitely give a thumbs up to LEGO on that. They knocked it out of the park with these, and I mean they just look like premium sets. I can certainly appreciate that. I also can appreciate that all these sets maintain their original set names. For example, the Imperial Dropship, the Clone Scout Walker, Anakin's Pod Racer, but then they have 20th Anniversary Edition at the end of it to let you know exactly what this is supposed to be an update to. We've already had pretty lengthy discussions on how we feel about these 20th Anniversary sets, so I think my topic for these sets in this video is simply going to be, how do you guys feel about the box art? Are you as passionate about it as I am? Is it going to sway you out of the way in buying these sets? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the Resistance sets. First up, we have set number 75242, the Black Ace TIE Interceptor. I sure think it's a good thing that we knew that this was going to be a Resistance set before the name just leaked out there, because it would have really been a disappointment if like we had gotten notice that, oh, there's going to be a quote-unquote TIE Interceptor, yet it comes out and it's this thing and not the traditional TIE Interceptor that we would come to expect. So I'm glad that that wasn't a big problem in the community, because I could imagine some people would have been quite upset about that. But anyways, in regards to the set, looking at it, this is one of the more puzzling sets. I'm not really sure why they're making it. I've been avidly watching Resistance. This thing pops up once, maybe twice, and it's not one of the more prominent ships in the show. So I mean, unless something really substantial happens with it later on this season, I just don't see why they would put this out in the first wave of Resistance sets, especially since we're not getting the Fireball, which is absolutely the most prominent ship in that show. But outside of that, just looking at it, the set's going to retail for $49.99 as 396 pieces. The build doesn't look bad. It actually looks quite accurate to what it's supposed to be, so I can, I guess, appreciate that. The Poe figure definitely sticks out to me because that is an all new torso and leg print for him, and the previous kind of iteration of Poe that we got on this was from, I can definitely understand why they would do a new print for this, just because this version of Poe is not the exact same as the one that we see in The Force Awakens. Namely, he doesn't have a bunch of his other pilot gear on with this jumpsuit. But the thing that does puzzle me is the fact that they changed the base color. It's now the standard Rebel pilot orange. It's not that Resistance pilot darker orange, which actually does quite bother me a lot, because it's not like you could really use these two figures interchangeably now. It does kind of make me wonder if this is going to be the standard moving forward with Resistance pilots, if we're going to keep them this bright orange as opposed to the darker orange we had before. Like, looking at the movie and then also looking at the show, they both seem to be more in line with the original orange color that we got. So that's a little bit disappointing and confusing to me, but let me know if you guys have a little bit more insight into that. Moving on, right next to him, we got Griff Halloran, which he has a hairpiece with him as well, which implies he will have an actual face under that helmet, which I can certainly appreciate. The helmet itself is actually pretty freaking cool. It looks like a traditional TIE fighter pilot helmet, and I'm guessing he like painted over the front of it to make it look I guess somewhat more like a stormtrooper on the front. I don't really know the story behind this helmet, but nonetheless, it does look pretty freaking cool, and it'll be nice to get that part. The set does also come with a BB-8 figure, which is awesome, right? Because it's so hard to get a BB-8 figure. All in all, this is a decent enough set. It's just one of the more puzzling sets as to, like, why did you make this right now? But maybe as the show progresses, we'll get a little bit more clarity on that. Next up, we have the Major Von Regs TIE Fighter. This set has 496 pieces. It's going to retail for $69.99, and it includes 4 pretty awesome minifigures. So first up, we got Major Von Reg, and this is the one I'm most excited for from the set. This guy just looks so freaking cool. I'm so glad I can finally show him on one of my videos now because it's the official image of him, and like, man, this guy is just, what a great looking figure. Lego really knocked this one out of the park, so I really can't wait to get my hands on this set, really just for that figure. The Leia figure is somewhat new. It's mostly the same aesthetic as her Episode 7 look, but she's wearing a tan shirt under her gas station attendant outfit, so that's a notable change there. This is our first Kazuda Xiono figure, so it'll be nice to get the main protagonist from Star Wars Resistance. I know a lot of people took objection with the look of his hairpiece. I think it's fine. I don't really have a big problem with it. The fact that they kind of had to like do a black print over the, I guess, dark tan base to kind of match up how his hair like really fades into the top of it. I don't know. I don't have a big problem with it. I think it looks fine, especially like for what they would have had to like try to accomplish there. Like, you did a fine job. I am completely cool with that. And of course, we have Bucket, the Astro Droid that has really been, I guess, the asteroid droid that is really missing most of its exterior, and it's pretty cool. I think they did a decent job at kind of recreating the way it's supposed to look. The thing that really caught my eye was the fact that they attempted a little bit of a third leg right below the main base of the body, which, I don't know, could mean brighter things down the line. Lego could potentially try to give all droids a third leg, who knows, but the fact that we finally get it here is a little bit surprising, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. Now, as for the build, I would say it actually looks pretty good. It looks about as good as you could expect from a Lego version of a TIE Fighter. I really can't wait to see Derek get his hands on this idea, but all in all, I think it's a pretty solid looking vehicle. The thing that interests me the most about this set are these 4x6 wedge plates on the sides. It looks like we're finally going to get those in red and black, which is great because like black is a great color for Star Wars wings. Various wings in Star Wars are that color, and this is an angle that we haven't had in forever. So it'll be nice to finally get those pieces in those colors. Shout out to you. I guess Overwatch was the initial sets that had that, but man, like this is really going to change the game with a lot of Star Wars mocks. Just being able to have wedge place in that angle. This is actually like quite a big deal. So for those of you who maybe aren't mock builders or so much, like I just want to highlight like that new piece is going to be like crucial to a lot of new Star Wars mocks moving forward, especially if we can get it in light bluish gray. It is kind of funny to think that while the other set is called like the quote-unquote TIE Interceptor, this is the one that's actually more in line with a TIE Interceptor. I think also the fact that both of these sets are quote-unquote ties just makes it a little bit more puzzling as to why they decided on these two for the initial run. I can definitely understand Major Von Rex TIE Fighter. It's obviously, it looks so cool. It's a red TIE Fighter, but I felt like that would probably influence them more to make the other set not a TIE Fighter, just to kind of differentiate the two on the shelves, especially for the first run of these Star Wars Resistance sets. So yeah, I just like, why did we not get a Fireball? I just don't understand that. And now I've saved the worst for last. We have the action battle sets. Starting off first is the one that I would potentially actually buy. This one's the 75238 Action Battle Indoor Assault set. Literally the only reason I would get this set is because of that new Scout Trooper right there. I see no other reason to purchase this set. I'm not really one to ever complain about the prices of Lego sets, but this is absolutely ridiculous. This set is $29.99, and there is not a build in this set that I would keep built. I think time will really have to tell as to how good these sets are. I mean, kids may buy these and have a blast with them, but me just looking at them right now, I really just don't see the purpose. These are about as gimmicky as I would have expected them to be from just hearing about them, and I don't know, I would prefer that they not be on the shelves in place of another potential set. But like I said, if the kiddos like them, I suppose that can justify it for Lego. One notable thing about this set is that it does come with those old school spring-loaded giant missiles, so if you guys are plotting on revenge on one of your siblings, Lego is going to have you strapped up, so you'll be good to go there. The set also does come with a Wicket minifigure. It looks like the same Wicket that we've gotten before, so nothing really of note there, but altogether, these builds are pretty forgettable. Next up is the other $30 set. This is the 75239 Star Wars Action Battle set, the Hawk Generator Attack. Once again, the minifigures are the only draw to this. This one comes with 2 brand new minifigures, which I guess gives me a little bit more of an incentive to buy them. But then once again, $29.99 for this. You'd really have to be, I mean, I can't see any reason for someone who, you know, isn't a very young child and would actually want to play with this to buy this set. Other than the figures, like I said, the builds are pretty forgettable. I guess it is nice that they finally decided to add the correct amount of shield generator discs on the build, unlike a certain UCS set. But like other than that, like I just don't really I don't see the point. But if the kiddos like it, I totally understand. Lego has a certain base audience to appeal to, so I can get it there. And then finally, we have the 75241 Action Battle Echo Base Defense. And I mean, this is the biggest of these, and I still generally feel the same way. I'd say the builds in this set are at least a little bit better than the ones in the other sets, but this is a $60 set. Like, oh my god. Okay, to put this thing into perspective, look back to that old Lego Star Wars Echo Base set number 7666. Okay, this set originally retailed for $50. It came with a minifig scale snow speeder, came with a minifig scale turret, a decent sized door, probe droid, many minifigures. You got two Echo Base Rebel Troopers, you got two Snow Troopers, two pilots, protocol droid, and a probe droid. His set had more figures. It had maybe 50 more parts and retailed for $10 less. And now looking at the quote unquote equivalent to that nowadays, this set comes with a decent amount of figures, but like all the builds are obviously shrunken down, and I feel like the playability is just so limited compared to that original set. Now I understand inflation is a thing, the prices for Lego sets now are just generally going to be more expensive, but this is too big of a discrepancy. This other new Echo Base set is $10 more, and the value is not anywhere close to that of the original. This is one of those cases where I'll look back at an old set and I'll say, okay, like they had the general right idea back in the day with this one, and I had so much fun with that original Echo Base set when I was a kid. This new one, like if this was on the shelves, I couldn't see younger me having nearly as much fun with this one. All the builds are shrunken down. There is considerably less amount of playability with this set. I don't know. I don't really see where they're going with this. And then like just thinking about the play features in general, like I wonder how strong are the builds going to be able to hold up to, take them constantly being blasted by these very strong blasters. Like I imagine like you probably blast apart most of the builds trying to do this unless they're just really solid. The other thing is like look at how like limited this could actually be just as a toy for a kid. Like put in my mind frame in the headspace of a child, like unless you set these things up pretty far apart in a room, like it seems like it'd be pretty easy to just like win. Like the targets are relatively large compared to the missiles, so truthfully, I don't think this is it, Chief. But once again, time will really just have to tell with these sets. Maybe you guys in the comment section will know a little bit more about this than I am. Maybe you're thinking about this in a different way. Do you see this being a successful thing moving forward? Like, honestly, I don't see them making any more of these past this initial wave because they just really don't seem very appealing. But let me know what you guys think about it. One last thing I did want to point out is that I mentioned earlier that these sets have brand new minifigures, and that Snow Trooper is the one I really wanted to look at. They are obviously not doing commas anymore. They are printed on. This kind of started with the solo wave of sets with those the Boot Boys, as Garrett and I like to call them, or I think they're actually called Range Troopers. But they're printing on the commas now. Still not entirely sure how I feel about that. Like I feel if I amassed a big collection of these new Snow Troopers, I would just take the skirts from my old guys and put them on these. So let me know how you guys feel about that change. All in all, guys, that's going to finish up the video. It's nice to see that we finally have all the sets that we're getting in April revealed. And all in all, I feel decent about the wave. Like the action battle sets as a whole, I'm not really interested in. I gave the 20th anniversary sets a general thumbs up, and the resistance sets I do actually quite like. It's just a little bit puzzling about why they didn't decide to do the fireball, but I'll be super stoked to get a lot of those characters that are coming in that initial wave. Let me know, guys, since we have a full view of the April line of sets, what do you think about it? Are you thrilled about it? Which of these sets do you plan on picking up day one? Which of these sets are absolute no-no? Let me know in the comment section. Like I always say, guys, if you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by hitting the like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button, and I will be back again very soon.